Good morning to all. Today I will explain how to do the Goose subscription using IED Smart. Here I have a file, which is a SCD file. So let me show you first the content of this SCD file using SCL Manager tool. Using this tool, we can browse the external references in different IEDs. So I'll create a sample project. I will import the file from my desktop. So it is warning about certain errors in the file. The errors are not major. You may proceed with the import. Once the import is done, you can see different subscriptions configured in the external section. So if you see the XREF mapping here, you can see that this is the input. So IED Smart expects the internal address to be in this format. It should be the dollar separated values starting from the logical node prefix, further the functional constraint, further the data object name, and finally the data attribute. It assumes that the source data signal is of same type as of the destination data signal to make sure that we map similar types here. In a real scenario, this would be the case. The source data signal and destination data signal should match. You may see that the source signal is coming from B00_6MD_11, and it is going to B02_6MD_11. The same signal is also mapped to B01 device. So that means in this example, we can see that these two signals going to both B01 and B02 device. So for the time being, I will minimize the SCL Manager and start the IED Smart tool. I'll create a sample project. Add the file from the desktop. So our plan is to simulate these three devices, B00_6MD_11, and the data going to these two devices. Just to cross check that it is the correct configuration, you can see B02 and B01 and B00. So you can see it here on the right hand side as well. So let me configure the signal here. So I'm just confirming that these are the signals. Here. Okay. So I have selected these three devices. And further, I will configure. So select the adapter appropriately. IP address doesn't matter in this case as we are going to simulate the Goose. Further, enable Goose subscription and publishing appropriately. I'm leaving the IP address without any change. It will take the default assigned IP. Only thing is that network card should be selected appropriately to see the Goose messages. So make sure that same network card is selected in all cases. And Goose publishing and subscription is true. And further, yeah, that should be the case with all devices. So now I'm primarily interested on only this functionality. So let us continue importing the configuration. It will show the progress here. And while loading the Goose subscription configuration, it should indicate something like this. So you can see that it is adding the Goose subscription from B00 device, and the internal address is B01. So you should see similar logs during the initialization. You can see similar logs is coming for B02 as well. So that means subscription information is loaded successfully into the tool. Now you may start the tool. You also need to load the tree. So let us look at the source signal. So this is the source signal as per our configuration. You can see that the source signal is Q15XSWI1. So this is the signal on the left-hand side. So add the signals to the watch window. Further browse to the destination signals. It is Q1511 as per the mapping. You may see that signal here. Q1511 GGIO1. So add those signals to the watch window. Further browse to the last device. It is mapped to the same data point, so let us add that as well. So you can see that this is the publisher data points, and at the top you can see the subscriber data points, and the devices are already running. If I make any change, it should be reflected at the top. So I'm going to make the change here, and you can see that it is immediately reflected at the top. Since the timestamp is not mapped, you won't see any difference in the timestamp. But otherwise, you can see the values getting updated to the top section appropriately. Quality value is also updated correctly. This way you can map Goose subscriptions and simulate Goose subscriptions using IED Smart.